Welcome back to the channel. On this episode I'm going to be constructing stud work for the bulkhead, and that will then allow me to put the tongue and groove cladding up against the bulkhead. I don't want the metal work because I don't think it looks very nice in the overall aesthetics of the build. What I'm going to do is use 2x1 battens and put it this way against the bulkhead, so it'll be almost 2 inches, so 46 mil. 46 mil will then give me plenty of room to put cabling or whatever I have to put in there, and also have space for insulation so I can insulate the bulkhead. I don't have a chop saw yet, so I'm going to use, I have a Stanley, it's a cheap miter box, but I hope it works. I hope it does the job, that I can actually get straight cuts on this, and then I'm going to screw it together and figure out how I'm going to actually secure it to the bulkhead. So let's get cutting, or let's get measuring first.
A toolbox, there it is there.
So here we go. I've done a notch. Notch that there, will you? For this bolt here, I've done a notch.
Oh my god, it's upside down.
I'm gonna notch out this because there's a bolt coming out of the bulkhead. Okay, so the first part of the studding for the bulkhead is now complete on this side. I'm just going to finish it off up here, and before that I want to take off this handle. So this is a handle for stepping in and out of the van, but I don't really like it. I just want the plain paneling there, and I'm going to remove that. But it's held in with rivets, so I've got to use my angle grinder. Let's try the hacksaw. Alright, so now it's on to the next job. I want to panel out this bulkhead behind me, and what I'll be using to do that is I have some reclaimed pallets that I ripped apart and sanded down, and I'm now going to use them, and I'm gonna fit them in here to run up against the plywood door. Let's get to work on that. This is the part that I will be putting the reclaimed pallets onto, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it from this edge out to the plywood that I've just fitted to the sliding door.
One thing you have to do a lot of when you're converting a camper van is scribing. So you've got different ways. You can either scribe by hand with your pencil and use your knuckle or your finger and rub it up against the wall, and there's all different types of methods and ways you can go about it. But a really cool tool that I came across is this thing called Easy Scribe. It's a scribing tool. So it opens her, I don't know if you can see it, it's a bit shaky. It opens and closes, and then you place this silver bit flat against the wall. So in this case it's going to be flat against the sliding door. So what I'm going to do is open that a bit wider. And there you have it, a perfectly scribed joint. So then you just got to cut that and fit it in. I've scribed this joint using the scribing tool, and as you can see, that is absolutely spot on.
The next thing to do is sand and prepare the wood for a coat of either, I'll probably stain it and then put some varnish lacquer over that just to protect it. What I'm going to do next is, with my sanding block, I'm going to run down the edge, the outside edge of the boards, and make sure that I get them all as even as possible. I've got them fairly spot on with the chop saw. What I did was I ran my scribe tool up along the edge, and that gave me an even gap the whole way up along, from the bottom to the top. Give me an even gap all the ways up along. That gap allows me to get my hand in there and just open the door and then close the door. So now that I'm happy with the gap the whole way up along, so using my sanding block, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand up the edges here. As you can see, that edge is fairly spot on all the ways up, just to get it. There's like a little spot just there, and just clean up the edges. And then once I have that done, I'm going to take it all down and sand it with some graded sandpaper, get it ready for the lacquer. And the next thing I want to do is place this sign above the doorway as you walk into the cab area. That's going to be a bit of inspiration in the van. So I've just got to build a platform for that, because as you can see at the moment, it's just bare metal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a platform here. I've cut this block and this is going to go in at this end like that, and then I'm going to secure it in with a bit of Sikaflex and then into this batten here on this side. So 2 screws into that batten, 2 screws, a bit of Sikaflex, secure that in there on that side, and then on this side what I've done is I've cut out this block and I've put 2 pocket holes. So I'll put 1, 2 pocket holes, and then with a bit of glue I will secure that to the batten at the back there, and then that will give me 2 blocks, one here and then one here. 2 blocks to secure the sign to. Once I have these 2 blocks up, I'll then cover this with insulation board and then use some foil tape to seal it all in. And once I'm finished that, I might run some LED lights under the sign. So let's get to work. I have those 2 wood blocks fitted in place now, so you can see over here what I did was, shit, it's raining, I have to bring in the gear. The vapor barrier is cut and ready to be stuck to the bulkhead, and then once I have that stuck to the bulkhead I will cut it and fit it in. On top of that will go the insulation. I'm going to use some Bostik Fast Tack. It's like a liquid blue tack, and I'm going to use that to stick the vapor barrier onto the bulkhead. Okay, that's the end of this episode. It was the palleting of the bulkhead. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and click the notification icon for future videos in the van build series. And I will see you on the next one.